You're nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. Grambo grows, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step. You can rock out the negativity. Cannabis vibes up in here. Grambo grow, rhymes up in here. Grow, I bring you night.
Nothing but good vibes up in here. Grambo grows. What is up, Gram fam? You know how it is. I'm always cooking up a dab right as we start these. What are y'all smoking on? Put it in the chat. Let me hear from you. Brian, Grandpa, Haldor, Julian, Lloyd, Barry, Jason, Freethinker, Mailman. What up, buddy? Curly Green Leaf, Space Grow, Tyler, Sixtenel, you know who you are. Any 20, Thomas Cooley, Fontucky, Jason, Crazy Days. What up, Crazy Days? Gramborg. What up, Fontucky? Gramborg. What does that mean? What am I saying when I say Gramborg? You can join the Gramborg, man. Everyone watching here, you are Gram fam. But if you are, you click that join button, you become the Borg. And it doesn't come with much benefit right now, right? L420 DGC, what up, Gramborg? But it's coming, baby. It's coming. There is a lot of shenanigans on the horizon. And so I'm very, very stoked. So, guys, today I want to stop up with the early growth talk, just like the top of the show growth talk. What we're going to be talking about today is a lot of what up, Chad Westport. He's growing some weed. Love Chad Westport. So awesome. Has awesome content creators chilling with other crew. Love you. I got to get you back on here, Chad Westport, one of these days, maybe end of November if you're available. So guys, we're talking you never know what we're going to talk about on the late night smoke, but today we got Duke Diamond from the Dominion Seed Company, one of my favorite breeders, one of my favorite cannabis personalities out there. Super awesome guys. So you're going to hear a lot of the like F's, S's, BX's. What does all this crap mean? F, familial generations. The higher the F number, the more stable the genetics, the less variation you're going to see. F1, that means that it's a wild card. You're going to get all sorts of different phenotypic expressions going left, right, and center. F12, that means that it's stable as all holy balls, and what you're going to get is what you're going to get. Does anyone go to F12? I doubt. I was looking down at my computer and I saw the F12 key, and it just like triggered my whole thing in there. Yeah, no, I was watching just I always do a little homework on all my guests, and Chad Westport has some of the best Duke Diamond content on the internet. So after you're done watching this, if you want more Duke Diamond, go Google Chad Westport and Duke Diamond. It's going to come up. In fact, if you just Google Duke Diamond, it's one of the first things that comes up. Duke's been on at least a couple times on Chad Westport. What up, Drew? My former brother from Iowa. You smoking that G13, Aaron? Damn, I want some. Ferocity Farms. Love it. Any 20. Love it, you guys. So yeah, no, we're gonna be talking. So what is the S? These are the things that I want to figure out. Let's see here. What I just saw some Des Moines talk. The strains. I think I'm from Oregon, from Des Moines. All right. Is there an Oregon, Des Moines? I don't know what's going on up there. So yeah, let me take a quick second to shout out all the Gramborg. Look at you guys on there. Right now, there's not a lot of benefit that you get, but it's coming. All sorts of content. You get those emotes. So let me shout out to they tied. The first two Gramborg members were tied. That is Fontunky California in the chat right now. L420 DGC in the chat right now. And let me shout out Perry Gerhartz, Chonky Nugs, Mark Jr., Alabama Man, Bear Metal, Witches of Coos, Crazy Days, Weeds, Wisconsin, Banjo 420, Jimmy Anderson for president, Scott K, Standing Fox, Jill Sorbello, City Gone Country, Country Gone Ocean, as I call them, Cannabis 5, Craig Dew, and the Hookstergram. What up, Gramborg? Thank you guys so much. I endlessly appreciate it. Now, where was I last week? It was an interesting week. We didn't have a show last week, and as you know, I'm me and Scotty Rio. We don't just work together. We go deep all the way. Not deep, but like deep friendship. Like one of these, not one of these. And so we had tickets to go see Gwar last Sunday. How about that? Gwar. Put in the chat. Who remembers Gwar? Who remembers Gwar? Gwar's still out there. Gwar's still out there. And the biggest shout out to the Kansas Cutie. Got to hang out with the girlfriend this weekend. It was so very nice. She is an angel. I met my girl at the DGC Cup, the same place that I met Duke Diamond for the first time. DGC Cup, amazing. You know what's weird? Scotty Real that I was just talking about. He said, Grambo, Guru. You guys all remember Sean Guru that was my predecessor there on the Dude Grows show. He met his long-term girlfriend at the Dude Grows Cup, and he was like, Scott's like, oh yeah, you're gonna meet a girl at the cup. And I was like, Scott, it is a sausage farm. It is a sausage party. It's nothing but wives and girlfriends. But turns out there was a sister. So shout out to one of my favorite DGC out there. You brought your sister. We all introduced each other, and yeah, 3 months later, it's pretty serious. It's been fun. So it's awesome meeting a girl at the freaking Dude Grows Cup, which has been announced June 7th officially in LaPorte, Colorado, Ravensdale Farms. It's going to be sick. And who knows? Maybe there will be some stand-up going on. I've been talking with the homies, my buddy PJ Johnson. If you guys follow PJ Johnson on the Instagram, he's the guy that kind of brought me to you guys. So yeah, follow PJ Johnson on Instagram. He's probably not as hard to find. Hopefully he's not shadow banned. I'm not sure how much the tickets are. I actually I know the guy running the show, so I get in, not for free. They charge me. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit. Oh, he got here. Yeah, you never meet single women. See, Chad Westport, he gets it. I said cannabis media is the same thing as metal bands. Playing in metal bands was my thing before stand-up and everything. And it's always like, oh my God, my boyfriend loves you. And I always say, I'm very big amongst the boyfriend demographic. Very big amongst the boyfriend demographic. Jimmy, I accept your nomination. Write me in on those ballots. If you write me in for president, make sure you send me to it. I'll get you hooked up. So I'm very excited. Yes, I got to meet all these guys. Oh, I never finished. We didn't make it to Gwar. So I had Duke scheduled for last week, and then it's like, oh, so we got tickets from Gwar. And then Scott got really sick. He took a vacation down to Costa Rica and his property down there, and he got really sick. So at the last possible second, we actually found out that he wasn't able to go. And it's no fun going to Gwar. I'm a codependent bitch, so it's no fun going to Gwar all by myself. So it was too late to reschedule a guest. I couldn't have jerked Duke around like that after canceling and then ask him, hey, can you come back really quick? So I end up just sitting on my butt like a bum last week. And so yeah, it's been an interesting time. I've been super busy this last week. And so I should say a big thank you to all you GramFam out there. The jugdealers.net. I gave a push for the if you guys are interested in new millennium products, they've got the jugdealers.net /samples, plural samples. And yeah, if you've ever wanted to try a new millennium product or a silicium or a Cyatetics, any of the stuff, now is the time. If you haven't hit them up, go check out that jugdealers.net /samples. But you guys got the early, because I built these things. I built the Jug Dealers website. I built all of their infrastructure. I built jugdealers.shop. And so the early details always come to you guys first. And so one of the things that I want to let you know is that their pre-Black Friday sale is on. So if you've ever wanted to try Ruby, Or if you've ever wanted to try the IPM, the eco that they do, if you buy a carbo in a winter, you get a ruby free. If you buy the russet or the multi, you get an eco free. Or there's 20% off all of the bases. So if you want to try ruby for free, right now is the time. Grab yourself a winter, grab yourself a carbo. You can get under $100. You can get all of the holy trio, the Trinity as they call it. And yeah, it'll be freaking awesome. So you guys get those first deals. That one's not going to be there for very long. That's the pre-Black Friday sale. There's going to be new stuff coming down, but I know for a fact you're not going to be getting that free ruby after a few days. So go check it out if you want to. Jugdealers.shop. So guys, without any more further BSing from me, like I said, this guy was supposed to come week, and he was so awesome to reschedule last minute, and he's here this week. So guys, put your virtual hands together for my boy, Mr. Duke Diamond. He doesn't have a camera, but you guys are gonna have to deal with it because Duke's a G, and that's how we roll.
Yeah, you don't want to see my grill anyway.
I mean, there's some freaks out there, baby. Chad West,
Yeah.
by the way.
Oh yeah. Chad's definitely, yeah. He's got the good hair though, man. So like, uh,
Tell me
you know,
about it. He's
I
like
mean,
Chad Westport's like the anti-Grambo, you know?
yeah, like the Bizarro Grambo, man, like in that alternate
Was it
universe.
Graham Bazaar.
Yeah, Grand Bizarro. Yeah, man. Thanks
So yeah,
for having me on the show and shit,
yeah,
man. Just want to
I was
shake
very
your
stoked
hand.
that
Shake your hand.
you get out of here. You were we got to actually meet at the cup, and it was super, super awesome. I picked up your number because that's how, I roll. I'd be getting them
Yeah.
digits.
Yeah.
And so
Fine,
I knew
boy.
you were cool. We got to talk to you on the Dude Grows panel show not too long ago, and then obviously you were a cool dude in person. But I remember the first time that I saw a pack with the logo from Dominion, and this fucker has Six Sember Tyrannus on his logo, and I was like, oh, I already like this guy. What's a
Yeah.
like for anyone that doesn't know, what does Six Sember Tyrannus mean? Let the chat know.
Well, in Latin, the literal translation is thus always to tyrants, or loosely translated, death to tyrants. So
Yes, yes,
down with pieces of shit. Yeah.
very famously, John Wilkes Booth screamed that after shooting Lincoln. But even though he was a
But
little bit of a nutter, but
before that, you had Caesar too. Fuck it. What was his name? Claudius or whatever. Dude that was
that's right.
spanking him.
See,
Yeah, he
I
helped
got
out
my
as well.
education. It's one of those things I felt like I knew, but I'd forgotten. I'm trying to like be more educated in my 40s. So
Oh
yes,
man, yeah.
Claudius.
Just watch the Reddit and the YouTube, and like you get like a 2025 education. You
That's
know what I'm saying?
2025. Yeah, you sprinkle in a little chat GPT on top of that, you got
Yeah,
yourself a
hell yeah,
2025
dude. It's badass.
education.
Everybody knows everything now, so it's fucking baller. I just get to walk around and
Uh,
be a dumbass. It's sweet.
I know, right? How blessed are we that we threw caution to the wind. I always say one of the things about me, like people, I hooked up with the Dude Grow show. A lot of people didn't know my background as a comedian. I started smoking weed when I was 12. I started selling it when I was like 14. I started growing it in my mid 20s. It's been one of those things that as I look back, I've reflected. I feel like a lot of my friends in this industry, like yourself, can say that the plant has saved me on so many occasions, dude. I owe so much to this plant. And then now that it's not like I'm not physically doing it, it's still like helping me pay the bills. Like that's got to be like you, right? Has the plant saved you? What's your history with cannabis in general, Duke?
About the same. You know, yeah, it's definitely paid some bills. It's definitely paid other people's bills. It's also been a medicine to people. Like, I mean, I've seen it. It's done about everything for me. And the only bad side effect was the illegality of it a long time ago, being locked up. But that ain't the plant's fault. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah, but yeah, all good things, man. All good things.
So what made you want to get into like breeding? I know that like pretty much all of the hardcore cannabis people that I know, we all like fancy ourselves, you know. Everyone knows the derogatory term pollen chuckers, but how did you graduate from pollen chucking to like being one of the I'll go ahead and call you one of the top breeding companies in the world, my
Oh,
friend.
thank you, man. Thank you. You're too kind. Um, well, I mean, back then, so I got taken under the wings, cousins, and their dad, my uncle, and they had always, been making their own shit. Not out of any like, some long-term breeding plans or anything, but it was more of like a risk management type of deal. Because like to get any seeds from over there over here, you're kind of going out on the limb. You're taking a risk. So take uh
Right.
take less risk. And also it wasn't cheap back then. You can pick up those 1980s seed catalogs, like you're talking like $100 and something for a pack back then. That's in 80s money, right? So
Right.
yeah, man. So yeah, fucking. So yeah, that's mostly it. But every time, I mean, you just can't help but notice, like mixing things together and kind of how it works. And I didn't really get like really deep into really trying to learn like what exactly is going on and how can I control this better and educate myself a little more. I wasn't until around like 98 getting into 99, reading some old forum shit and stuff. My buddy had a cool computer and the internet, so I was like, yeah, let me use your shit real quick. Let me take a look.
That's what it was. Was it like IC Mag and that sort of stuff, or how roll it up?
the,
How far back you go? What was your preferred forum back
the
in the day?
Well, that first one that I was reading was BCGA, British Columbia Growers Association, and reading
Okay.
everything Vic High. And then that led me over to Overgrow, watching people that were like actually debating one another in a productive way, and a lot of
Right.
sharing of like good information and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty cool, but all good things come to an end. It was going to shit anyway, and then the Royal Mounted fucking Canadian Police raid the fucking Heaven Stairway, and Overgrow goes down, and then you got DEA jumping the fucking border, snatching Mark Emery up out of Canada, and like shit was getting real crazy real quick. Then a couple
Yeah.
other forums they popped up. Breed Bay was a real cool one. Dude out of the UK had started that one, and then there was another real low key one that was over here that I used to kick it on quite a bit. And then we had a MIRC chat too. That like what it's private, like invite only. So that was really fun.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the days, man. BitTorrents, fucking all of the forums and everything. It was kind of a utopia. Like I always tell people, there was a time where the internet wasn't toxic. It was like a bunch of
Yeah.
assholes, but it
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
like toxic, like disgusting
Correct.
like it is now.
Yeah, yeah, it's got real bad. Like you remember back in the day, you'd be like, "What are you, the fucking internet police or something?" And it's like, well, now they literally have internet police. Like,
Right.
used to be a
Yeah,
joke.
there's a phrase. I'll send you a shirt once I finally make it. There's a phrase that used to be very popular back in our day that no one ever says anymore. And it's the phrase, mind your business.
Yeah,
What happened to mind your, that used to be anytime you opened your mouth, people would go, mind your business. And that's just what we
yeah,
say. No one says that. No one minds their business. I'm going to make shirts that just say, mind your business. And I'm
dude,
just going to hand them out to anyone that wants them.
I'm still the asshole. It's like, yeah, I don't remember asking you what the fuck you thought about something. Like, like there was a time where you just, I don't know. I was just always been a quiet type, I guess. I give you an
Yeah.
opinion, you ask me about it, but otherwise, like,
Right. So does breeding, because like having the knowledge of genetics that I do, just in my rudimentary understanding of manipulating the plant, has made me look at like families and humans just a little bit differently.
hmm
Does
hmm
it, do you ever look at people and like just like
oh
wonder
yeah,
about their genetics?
oh yeah, quite a bit, man. If you notice enough fucking shit, like you can put some things together. I'll be like, oh hey, freak show, you're from West Virginia, ain't you? Yeah, I see you.
Well, so that's interest. That leads me into a question I actually had written down for you because I was kind of fascinated by this. I opened the show by kind of explaining to anyone that's new to breeding and or cannabis genetics is the F system, right? You'll hear these things F1, F2, F3, you know.
I feel
And
you.
so my basic understanding, right, is the lower the number F1, that's going to be your most genetic variability. It's going to be the most different phenotypic expressions. It's going to take you in all sorts of different places. And then the higher the F number, it's the more stable, correct?
Sort of, but no. So
Okay.
one, you have a true F1, and then you have what just people loosely say is a F1, right? So, and yeah, depending on what the combination of these, two things are, you're gonna have, some variation, right? You can get into like your Gregor Mendel's type shit, your Mendelian fucking ratios, and see like, you know, about this many out of this group are gonna go this way. Those ones are gonna go this way. These ones are gonna be a split of the middle, but lean a little this way, right on the money, or a little the other way, right? So F1. Then you take a brother and sister, or a sister and a sister, using reversals, whatnot. um, you can actually, let me not confuse it. We'll just stick to regulars. So
Okay.
F2 is where you're going to hit whole lot of variation. You're going to start to see everything broken down, like the full spectrum of the rainbow, all the colors, and you can find some really interesting shit in there. You repeat that process with the F2, that takes you to F3, and depending on your choices, in the F1 and then the F2, are going to dictate a lot in which you're going to see more stabilized in F3. Then when you do F3 going into F4, it actually starts to open up a little bit more again, right? And then when you go from F4 to F5, it brings it all back together once again, depending on your decision making up to that point. Now, what people don't like to discuss is what's called inbreeding depression. You can inbreed the fuck out of something to where it starts losing vigor and a lot of the things that were once desirable, right? So I always go by like you're kind of better off to leave it stable enough, like tight enough, right, and predictable enough than you are to keep trying to, punch it until it's like, yeah, it's all uniform as fuck, but it ain't as good as what we had in say F3 or F5, or F4, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and then
fascinating. So it's almost like an S curve sort of thing, where
yeah,
as you push
man.
it farther, it starts to go backwards a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And some things inbreed depress a little bit quicker than others. Some things you can take it a long way. Some shit by the time you're
Mhm.
hitting F4, it's already starting to really show. And then with feminizing, if you have a clone, whatever that is, and you have the same clone beside it, you're going to leave it a female, and then you're going to reverse this other one to be a pollen donor, and you're selfing it S1. That's the equivalent of an F2 as far as how variability goes. It's going to, a lot of people
Okay.
think when they get an S1, right, a feminize that clone, they think, oh, yeah, it's going to be all just like this clone. It's going to be a copy of it. And that's not the case. It actually opens up and varies a lot, like how a F2 generation would.
Fascinating. And so is that the official for S? Is it stands for self?
It probably stands for something else, but I'll roll with it.
Right.
I'm not writing any
Okay.
white papers or anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm a doer more than more than a
That's what
talker.
that's why I fucks with you, Duke Diamond. I hang out with Jaron and Gabe from 5'8", the Jug Dealer crew, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
just the same way. I watch Andrew Huberman a lot, and he's got this term he likes that he calls it anecdata opposed to anecdotal.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, it's
Hmm.
anecdata. Jaron loves this term anecdata. He goes, yeah, your fucking white paper where you put it in a goddamn box all by itself and tortured it and like
Yeah.
gave it like one little variable. You're gonna make a whole lot of statements that some other guy has been his he's been working with the plant his whole life. His dad's been working with the plant his whole life,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
goes a
It's
little
just
ways.
it was funny because over the years, a lot of shit that if you do something enough and you're noticing that certain things are happening, and then you're like, okay, well, let's see if this is really the fact. And you have a couple control plants, and you got a couple that you're doing something different. You literally compare and contrast. Well, I mean, and that all data is, except dude was wearing a lab coat and had his PhD and was like, hey, I observed that too, except I'm going to type it in this paper for the school, whereas I'm not going to keep any written record of it whatsoever because that's an indictment. But I'll make a mental note of it and do it. And then after 20 years, these studies are coming out, and it was like, yeah, you're right on the money about that. Yeah, you're adding some sulfur to it. Yes, there are these sulfur thiosulfate, or things like that, or the shit with humic acid. I was like, hey, everybody's humic acid and their fucking dicks off over here. Like, you're herming out fucking plants with it. The shit ain't as good, with it long term like that. And they're like, oh no, that's bro science, whatever, man. It's fucking go suck a dick. I'm gonna be doing me over here. Keep on humic acid and you shit the fucking death. And then they finally come out, the Israeli scientists, man, they put up the whole fucking huge fucking study on it. Yeah, adding humic acid, from this point in flower and continuing that shit on, your THC levels drop, your terpene levels drop. But if you're growing CBD or CBG, it starts to spike those cannabinoids up. But nonetheless, an observance, fucking just happened to notice that shit, cut it out, tried it out. It was like, this weed is always better. So
can I ask what week that is that you should be cutting it out, in your opinion,
I don't
or the science's opinion?
honestly, like, no later than day 21. I wouldn't push it past day 21 for sure.
All right.
But then again,
is
I'm
that
not
for is that
I remember
for
half
Fulvix
baked
and
where he's like, all right,
Humix, Fulvix, same
mop
thing?
this shit up for me, scientist. I'm sorry, what'd you say? I was lagging.
All good.
I didn't hear what you said, man. I was making a half-baked joke about when he was like, yo, now mop this shit up, scientist. But
No, yeah, no, I think you answered my question. Just cutting it out around week 3-ish of flower. Oh
yeah,
no, my next question was Fulvix and Humix, same thing. Like, I know they're technically the exact same thing. They're just a
yeah,
different
and one
level of
color
it.
seems to be cut with the other anyway. So yeah, so
Right.
and the way I look at it is like, the first 21 days, I'm looking to be taking advantage of any plant manipulation I can while it's stretching to get like any further shaping done that I want to do. And I'm looking to mitigate, nodiness and stretch, and I'm trying to get productive stretch. So I'm looking to hit a bud set during that time, right? So we know like phosphorus is really important with bud set. It doesn't need much of it, right? People overdo the phosphorus a lot too, right? But that humic, it's like it mobilizes phosphorus, makes it available. So what I was doing was adding like, you do a little back guano tea and a little bit of humic, and nail that shit like day 10 flower or something like that, right when that, right when that stretching's really starting to get ready to take off. And then as it's stretching, it stayed a little tighter. I got a lot more buds, productively up the stem, higher yields, yada, yada, more weed, more money, more smoke. Makes sense.
Of course. I know. I was one of those phosphorus killers. I overdid phosphorus and calcium. I came from like the Harley Smith online school of just like, oh, fucking calcium, man. And I started
Yeah.
realizing as I was learning more about nutrient deficiencies, and I started learning about nutrient toxicities. I always thought
Yeah.
I'd have different weird deficiencies, and I realized, like, dude, I was getting calcium toxicity and
Yeah.
phosphorus toxicity like constantly, and I didn't
It's
even
weird
know it for
because
years.
that excess calcium, right? When you're getting into calcium toxicities, you're also, it looks like you have a phosphorus deficiency. So then people start trying to correct for that, and then they really throw shit out of whack. And then it's like everything all at once. This was going just right down the shitter, and all it
Yeah.
was just fucking just too much calcium. The grocery store dude, fucking, he's gonna be like, yo, did you try hitting it with the CalMag? Or you got the heady dude like, yo, spray some milk on that shit, you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Jesus.
Yeah, you get horrible advice at the grocery stores, man. Not all of them. Sometimes you come up on a good dude, but a lot of times
Yeah, I would
some
say that's a huge tip I can give to newer growers, just like for newer home growers, is that you're going to be obsessed with deficiencies, but get your ass a toxicity chart too, and
yeah,
just make sure you know what's going. And also the fact that things are mobile. It's one of the biggest things that I learned from hanging out with Jaron. It was he'd always talk about like how things are mobile. So like if a nutrient if it
yeah,
starts here and is going
correct.
up, well, that's probably nitrogen, and certain things are immobile, so they're gonna start
Yeah,
the yada.
I tell you, like the dankest fucking deficiency toxicity chart ever fucking made was the what are them people, House and Garden. They made that shit. Like if you can find it
Nice.
online somewhere, that's a really good one to keep. They did a real nice job on that chart. Um,
Oh yeah.
so like most of like your viewers here, everybody's pretty much like newer grower getting into it and learning about growing, or do you tell jokes or both, or what's up?
Oh, all things. So that was the reason that I called it specifically the late night smoke. You know, all of me and my friends we all know a lot about the plant, and I like to, talk like things about genetics, and you've been in the game, like things I will never dream to be able to. So I always like to steer it in that direction. But no, dude, like I
Oh,
talk
don't
about
worry,
fucking
man.
chasing
It
chasing
ain't no
pussy and
dream.
being silly.
It's a nightmare. Fucking well, yeah, because you said a grow tip for everybody. So here's one for the people who actually watch this thing, man.
All right.
Seasons, man. Seasons change, okay? I mean, some places not as much, but for the most of the country here or out of the country, the seasons change. It starts getting cold, right? So a lot of people are gonna move into the fucking wintertime, right? And they'll be like, where are all these deficiencies coming from? I thought my soil was good. Okay, you're gonna be fine. But what you're gonna wanna do is you wanna get them plants off that cold ass fucking concrete floor. Okay? It's
Yeah.
just like in nature, when you start seeing senescence, the leaves are starting to turn, dry up, and fall off, and everything's all done, right? you what's really happening here? Well, the temperatures are getting cold. The microbial life is starting to slow down, right? That's what's going on outside. So inside, if you got your shit right on the floor, especially concrete floors, and dude, especially when the lights are off, that root zone is gonna get cold. Shit's gonna start slowing down. You're not gonna be uptaking water. You're gonna end up overwatering because you're watering the same that you were. So now you've overwatered, you waterlogged, and the microbial growth is like mad slowed down. Now your shit's starting to go yellow. And the first thing motherfucker want to do, hey, let me CalMag this shit. Then they CalMag it to fucking death. Then they lock out the fucking potassium. Then they try to fix that. And they go onto Reddit and some dick licker says, yo, you got russets. Why don't you hit it with the fucking CalMag? And they get in fucking argument with the dude with the what fucking crystal sun in his butthole, being like, no, I'll spray the milk on it, dog. And dude, everybody's all fucked up like a soup sandwich. It's simple. The temperature changing outside, it's probably going to you're gonna have some chilly floors. Get them off the floor. Put in a heat mat or do something, and you can avoid all that shit later down the road. And then that way you can just look at Reddit and shit, and you can just meme on it and just laugh. It'd be comedy gold for you the rest of your days while you smoking some good weed. So just keep it simple and just think logically, and we're good. Yes, Chad. Some CalMag, bro. You CalMag them, dog. We buy some more. We got the
Oh,
gallons on sale, dude.
dude. I've never purchased, and I don't, I'm not, I have nothing to gain here. I don't, whatever. I've never even purchased CalMag. It's always been one of the things that drove me fucking nuts is like, what? It's not a thing, y'all. What the fuck? Like, here
Right.
I am. I just admitted I'm overdosing
But
calcium.
that's
So, of
the
course, I
thing.
don't need
That's
anymore.
another joke, man. The cow mag deficiency. Like, what is it? Is it cow or mag? Cow mag
Right.
that's a product. That's not a deficiency. But like I said, man, the brilliance of the internet, man, dude, the internet wins every fucking day. They're better than
I mean,
casinos. The house
CalMag,
always wins.
that predates the internet even, dude. My homies, like Iowa
Yeah,
homies from the OG, like the first time I ever saw a pot plant, he was just like, put fucking CalMag on it, dog. Till this day, I'll get texts from him. He's like, keep using that CalMag. It's like,
bro,
shut the fuck
bro,
up.
bro. What do you know about going to the corner store when they throwing away old shit? And being like, hey, let me get those Tums. You get them Tums and crush them up, dude. Calcium.
Yeah, I ain't trying to live that life. I just hit up I come from the era of fucking call up Nectar for the Gods and beg for a sample kit, you know. That's
Yeah,
what I went with. Because I was using all
yeah,
sort of that was the great thing about like now that like the weed is not like the way that we pay the bills by producing
yeah,
pounds and everything. And I've learned more in the last like 3 years about growing than I learned in the first 12 years of
yeah,
growing, just
man.
because I was so worried about trying anything new. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Once you
hilarious.
get to
Cold
hanging
weather, man.
around like jaded old fucks that don't want to do too much but still want dank ass weed, that's who you listen to, man. They're just like, yeah, I got spice. The trick is,
That's
man, just have some gypsum on hand. So gypsum, aka calcium sulfate. So cool thing about it, you need that sulfur through bloom anyway, and you kind of want to front load that a little bit, right? So it's there
okay.
when it's ready. Um, yeah. So use gypsum. Like I use it in my soil mix and all too. But you can get out the blender and grind that shit up or whatnot, and get some water on it and stir it up, and it ain't all gonna break down, but still you can give it a little dose here and there. But calcium usually, it's something the plant needs a lot of it for sure, but people go overboard with that too. Everybody that's passionate about anything, especially when they're getting right into it, they never underdo shit ever, ever.
I look over in the chat and I see a smart fucking comment. I was like, oh, soulful for the terps. Hey, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah,
I'll
exactly.
throw that on. It's fucking Gabe from Jug Dealers. What up, Gabe? Gabe's in the
Yeah,
chat.
he
What up,
knows.
Gabe?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's my man there. Shout out to the
man.
Jug Dealers. Go get that jugdealers.shop. Hit up that Black Friday sale. I built their website for them, so I'm
Bro,
really just like team
did you
Jug
get
Dealer. Like, go fucking make me money well spent.
dude, they made me or they gave me stickers at one of the shows or whatever. I had the what was it sex rock and fucking weed or something like that, and then a Jug Dealers, but somebody stole my stickers.
Sons of bitches. Well,
Dude,
I
everybody.
made the stickers too, so that's my. If there's anything Jug Dealers, I made it. Me, Gabe, and Jaron, we are the
Oh,
trio that
brilliant.
everything. I make all the graphics, except for the music. Cannabis Vibe, the same guy that made my theme song. What up, Ames? Yeah, so shout
Hmm.
out to Gabe. Check out Jug Dealers. We got a good one coming. We got a questions episode on Tuesday, so we're answering a lot of your questions. And then my man Bike Holly is in the chat. All my favorite people are in the chat today, Duke. You're bringing out all the homies, man. Squad. For you guys that don't know about Bike Holly, stay tuned because you're going to get an education on him real soon.
Yeah, I had to. I had to take a flat fucking CBD clones for that dude once.
Dude,
Uh,
between Gabe and Bike, I think the two people in the chat right now, those two dudes, they know every single cannabis person that's ever existed ever. Like between Bike, I met Bike through John Doe Radio. If you remember Tim Martin, Duke, you remember John Doe Radio at
yeah,
all? Yeah,
I
I
got
got my start there before Dude Grows, before Jug Dealers. I was working just for a short time with Tim and Bike and doing a little on
yeah,
air stuff, and yeah, I got my
yeah.
start there. So I love those dudes.
I met him through P Bud Mike and Dave Bonvillain because he knew.
Hey,
I
shout
think he
out
was one
P
of
Bud.
Greg's boys. Yeah, P Bud. Like, hey man, what's up, man?
I got to meet P Bud a few months ago with Gabe, and God, I build up these people in my mind, like I met you at the cup and I was like, oh, he's like totally like I don't know why I pictured you like one of these hardworking dicky sort of guys. You're fucking hilarious, dude. You're funnier than some of the comedians I know. I'll tell you that right off the
Fuck
bat.
yeah.
And
Right
so,
on.
like, P Bud was one of those guys where I met him. I built him up as like some sort of like mastermind of cannabis, and he's just a
Nah,
dude.
he's a stoner that likes to play golf that wears the golf hat. You know what I'm saying? Just he's just
Yeah,
it don't matter. You know, he's yeah, man. It's cool, bruh.
that's hilarious. Yeah, the P Bud episode was great. I'm a Chem 4 junkie. I love the 91. Like those are the everyone asks what happened to the diesel, Duke. What happened to the diesel? Any opinions on what happened to the diesel?
Just like anything else that gets popular amongst pollen chuckers and they do their S1s and this and that, and it floods it with a bunch of not the actual clone. And I think like the rule is like, what is it like? You got to wait 10 years before a tragedy's funny. Like you can tell a joke about it. I think it's like
Right.
five, like if you're five pollen chucks deep on it, you know what I mean? It becomes the real clone, and then it gets like a town or an area code put in front of it. You know, then it's legit, right? And then that leads
Right,
on to
right.
confusion between clone hustlers and people, and then they hit that copium pipe mad hard, be like, it's definitely the clone. The dude's baby mama's pit bull's cousin's uncle on the hill fucking got this from the guy at the you know what I'm saying? And
Oh
off you
yeah.
fucking go. Yeah. So there's a lot of that with a lot of clones actually.
Yeah. See, that's Occam's razor right there, right? That's the most logical thing. I've heard
Yeah.
everything, like even things I've bought into, things like, oh, a lot of this shit was grown on the East Coast, and so it's at sea level, and so like VPD, man, it's not going to grow at altitude. And you
Dude, I
know,
just grew the
these are the things
dankest
you hear.
black hair ever in my backyard, just water fucking only, arid as shit. I mean, like 9,000 something feet, 15% humidity, fucking just water only, dank as a motherfucker. Probably best jack I ever grew in my life. And that new shit.
Damn.
Just kept it wet. That's it.
That's
But
that's fucking hilarious.
are you
See, that's what I
familiar
love
with
about like
Dunning Kruger effect?
with repeat again.
The Dunning Kruger effect.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
Dunning Kruger is the it's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things ever.
So if you combine Dunning
Confirmation
Kruger,
bias.
yeah. So if you mix in Dunning Kruger with the genetic thing and get that wrapped into like how to grow weed the best, bro,
Mm.
man, woo, 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 woo.
Gnome is bringing back the Chem 91 to his area. Shout out. I was looking for Chem 4 forever, and then P Bud is like, I get you the Chem 4. And I
Oh
literally
yeah,
had like a boner, or like a cannabis boat, like literally, like, from reading High Times in high schools to be like out, out in the world where
yeah,
P Bud's like, oh, I can get you Chem 4. It's like, wow. We have a saying
oh
at
yeah.
Dude Grows. We say, check your weed privilege. When in public, check your weed privilege. Cause wow, it's fun knowing cool people.
Yeah, it is. And like that's good though, because it's like you didn't have to get it from a dude who traded the dude who got it off of Craigslist with you know what I mean, all that shit. You just get it.
Oh, I bought it
You
from a
go right to the
dispensary
source.
here in Denver. It said right on it, Chem
Yeah,
4.
it was on the label. They hit it with the barcode. It said Kim 4.
Dude, the PM. Don't buy, like, literally, like, don't buy anything in dispensaries if you don't have to, but do not buy plants, clones, teens. It's
Yeah,
you're
they
it's
be having them
PM. You're
generational mildew too. It's like years old. Like it's acclimated. It's on a first name basis with the employees. Like, hey, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, I worked in a dispensary where they didn't understand why they couldn't wet, like it just rolls off the side. What are we doing wrong? And it's like, well, because morning shift isn't watering, and then it fucks all of us.
Yeah, man. Fucking yeah, it's Pete's law. Fucking
For real,
don't
dude.
let that shit dry out, man. It gets hydrophobic. You know, it's Pete's law.
Yeah, that's the
Pete was
whole
a
reason
good
I switched to
man.
cocoa. Was I had to work a jobby type job, and then I'm having fucking all sorts of fucking die off and shit because I'm fucking locking out with Pete. And so I discovered Dude Grows. Found them. They're on. We just recorded episode 16, like 90 or some shit like that, 95. And I started
Oh,
listening to them on like around episode 12. I was one of the first ever DGC, and so I became a Scotty Real disciple pretty early and switched to cocoa literally because that motherfucker told me to.
Yeah, he likes his cocoa, man. Fucking burner.
Oh, he loves his
He
cocoa.
he digs his soul. I think he goes back and forth or something. But I think the last time I talked to him, he was trying to get some soil. I was like, "Yo, hit up, build a soul, just get it, save you back, man."
Yeah. Are you going to? Is there event It was this weekend,
It was
wasn't
this
it? Was there
past
event?
weekend, but I got a rule, man. Like after Halloween, bro, it's hibernation season. I ain't trying
All
to go
right.
nowhere, and especially like if it involves mountain passes, nah, you can miss me with that
Yeah.
shit. Like, yeah, I'll catch you when it thaws
We had
out.
They had good weather. Luckily for them, it's going to snow up there. Like it's probably snowing up there right now. Like it's going to snow in Denver in like a day or two. So
See,
yeah,
like me
holy
and
shit.
snow, it's like
What up, Astro?
let's say it's too dry, man. You want it to rain. Well, just go wash your car. Then it's going to rain, and right after it, the birds are going to shit on it. All right. That these things,
Uh,
it's just how it is, right? If you
I
want
know,
your to get
literally,
rained out or snowed out, yeah, tell me to come along, man. Fucking
dude.
yeah,
I was hanging out with my girlfriend yesterday, and she was talking about like do working service jobs, and she's like, anytime it's slow, we just made food for ourselves, and we get
hell
busy
yeah,
real quick.
yeah. I just figured out your chat thing here. There's people talking and stuff. Fuck it, yeah. This is that. Anybody know what I mean when I say high school high? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Your ears are ringing, where you're like, they fucking know, but then you remember you're in a state where it's legal and it just doesn't matter anymore, and you're like, God damn, I'm fucking high, mouth dry,
Yeah.
eyes dry, blistered up, just trying to quench that thirst. Yeah, I know all too well.
That's why I moved to Colorado. I'm from Iowa, Des Moines originally. And 10
Oh
years ago, I just decided, I was like, dude, I'm gonna get busted. Like I'm gonna get popped hardcore. Like this is
yeah,
not
dude,
gonna I
y'all
always
live in
say I'm a
medicine,
cannabis refugee. I had to
bro,
escape my homeland to go to safe
dude.
grounds.
How bad is it? It's like different states got like different strains associated with it. How about you? Your state's got the Iowa ditchweed, bro. Like you can speak on that. Be like, yeah, that shit's real. It's like got osmocote or no, what was the shit? Paraquat. Yeah, paraquat treated ditchweed, man. Fucking
I
stacking
don't know.
bodies.
Paraquat's a little before my time, but we definitely had the residuals of that. I've smoked that ditchweed, baby, for real. We
Yeah,
dried it and
dude.
smoked it. Come
We were
on.
gonna cross it with Mexican brown frown, fucking, and make the best CBGD something. I don't know. We were probably gonna just mix it with K2 and sell it to head shops, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I had to go to Kansas this weekend and fucking dude, just like I had to go 17 miles into Kansas and then back out, and I just felt unsafe. I felt like
Yeah,
Highlander, like I'm a Highlander, and this Colorado's my church, and you can't behead me in the church, bro. That's Highlander rules.
yeah, dude. We were just talking about Highlander, me and my buddies. And my buddies always got the joke. There should have been only one. You know,
In
like
the
this one,
context of what?
how many movies they made? They made one,
Oh,
and
oh
then they
yeah,
made
yeah, yeah.
more. And one's
The
one's
second one
cool,
is
but it's goofy. You
the
know what I
first
mean?
one's cool. The second
Yeah, but
one's insane,
it's
and
fucking
anything
kind
after
of
that, come on.
it's kind of insane too. Because think about it, right? Let's paint the picture. And for people in the chat that don't know, go watch your fucking Highlander, just the original one. Got Sean Connery in it, and I forget old boy's name, but anyway, they're in Scotland. Old boy's got a fake Scottish accent, right? But Sean Connery's character, he's originally from motherfucking Egypt, all right? And I guess he
Mhm.
hailed from Spain or
Ramirez.
something. Yeah, Ramirez, yes, sir. Uh, all right, so we're just gonna go ahead and be like, all right, you definitely changed your name, okay? How are you the only Scotsman speaking Scottish proper? You know what I mean? And Duncan MacLeod here,
Mhm.
whatever his actor's name is, dude, it's garbage, man. It's garbage. Any
Well,
Scots that I know,
It's
Lambert, yeah,
Christopher Lambert.
yep,
Yes,
that's him.
Raiden from Mortal Kombat for all
That's
y'all
right. That's right.
millennials.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Fucking wild, man. And you got the damn warden from Shawshank Redemption hunting you down with a big broadsword.
Dude, that he is insane in that fucking
Mm-hmm.
movie. That
Mm-hmm.
character is so awesome. He's such a
Yeah.
fucking madman. It's great.
Yeah.
Watch Highlander. I believe
Yeah.
it's free on YouTube, so you can watch it after you watch Chad Westport. I told everyone that if they wanted more Duke after this, go back and watch your Chad Westport episodes. I enjoyed those.
Yeah. Yeah, Chad was gonna have me on, but he was like he didn't want any ADL lawsuits, so he was like, I better not have this dude on my show anymore.
Oh god, get out of here.
Kurgan.
We're
Yeah,
safe.
that was his name. Kurgan. Dude, the voice
Kurgan.
for that.
Of course, a guy who
Uh,
calls himself Grandpa is the one that do that. Come on.
yeah, man.
Old school movie.
Yeah,
I love old school movies.
I do too,
You know what one of my
man.
favorite old school movies is? Big Trouble in Little China. I just
Yes,
watched that
sir.
the other
Jack
night.
Burton, bro. Yeah,
Jack
man.
Burton.
Yeah.
Scotty Reel always will tell me he was an usher. He worked at a movie theater while that film was in the theater. And he's like, Grambo, you know how many times I've heard Big Trouble in Little
Yeah.
China?
Yeah, dude. I love that movie, man. Fucking.
It's
We
so
were
good.
talking about Escape from LA and Escape from New York. Also good ones, you know.
Those are all of these are John Carpenter films for those of you that
Yeah.
are film nerds like myself.
And all Kurt Russell.
Yeah, it's funny how certain directors just like only work with certain guys. Like Martin Scorsese, like only works with fucking DiCaprio. You know, it's
Yeah.
like certain people just work with certain people.
Yeah, they probably jive because you gotta figure a job like that. You know, you're stuck with. You know what I mean? You got to be able to get along real good too. Probably like
Mm,
you never know. They might both smoke weed together. And some of these cats, they're hella friendly outside of work. They're like actual like friends and shit. So yeah, it makes
right.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially actors. The more, I always remember back when I listened to Rogan back in the day when he can't talk as frankly now as he used to back in the day. And he'd always just like openly talk about fucking actors are insane, dude. Let me tell you a story. I ran into so and so, yada,
Yeah.
yada, yada. Yeah. Actors,
Yeah,
fuck
man.
that.
Yeah, they
I
are.
would say like
They're
Trump
wild.
was just on the fucking former president and one of the fucking current nominees was just on Rogan. And I was like, dude, you remember when he sold pocket pussies? Like that's
Yeah,
a journey.
straight
The
up.
man has been on a
Yeah,
journey.
like dude's the American dream. I remember he was on WWF fucking clotheslining Vince McMahon one time too.
Oh fuck it. Yeah, Trump. I mean, that's fucking
That
hilarious.
dude's
Yeah.
been
No,
all
but
over the
yeah, and
place.
now Joe Rogan is like our I would say it's like Idiocracy really nailed it. Like someone
Yeah,
someone said this not too long ago. It's like we get our news from comedians and we laugh at the news.
yeah. Well, it's like that old psyop fucking shit. It was a dude who came in after Dulles or whatever, but they like they were it's basically saying like, well, no,
And
the
is that
psyops
CIA or FBI? Which was that?
CIA.
CIA, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were saying that they'll know that everything's complete when everything is truth is regarded as a lie, and all the lies are
Yes.
regarded as truth.
Yuri Bezmenov. Everyone should watch that. You know who showed me that? It's Sean Guru, the guy that I replaced on Dude Grows. So for all you guys that love Guru, he showed me Yuri Benyamov. I was stoned talking with him, and I was telling him my theories on like,
Yeah,
dude, do you think like the internet's doing this? And he goes, dude, don't you know Yuri Benyamov? And I was like,
you know what's
no. And he showed
funny?
me that, and I was like, oh dear God,
I
oh
always
dear
would talk
God.
about like trippy ass shit with that dude, but like it was fucked up because I would only see him once a year. He's supposed to be working and keeping track of shit, and I would just subtly sidetrack him with some fucked up shit. And his
Yeah.
old lady would go be like, "Oh, how you doing? Like, we need to go. Like, you got to go do this." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're supposed to be work. Oh fuck, I'm supposed to be working." Like,
The cup will do that. I said that
yeah,
I'm gonna hire because I'm always the guy that's supposed to film stuff. I'm gonna hire someone on my own dime to film stuff so I don't have to. I just want to walk around and be high and mingle, that's
you
all.
gotta. I don't know what you do, man. You gotta get hip to the porn star people's equipment. Because like a lot of the shit, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be hands free, right? You need to be able to
Mhm.
enjoy
Oh,
yourself. it's the same. You know what I mean? You're trying to enjoy yourself hands free as well. So you get the glasses, you know, with the little shit and everything, and just walk around. You got a GoPro here and there.
Well, I'll see if Dude Grows will fucking. I'll see if that's in the budget. We're gonna need a few more fucking patrons over
Bro, they
there
be
before I
selling
get
that
the.
shit at Walmart now. They got like baskets, all this shit. It's like, bro, you can go to Dollar Tree, get half of this shit. Single serving fucking porn star setup. Just
That's
fucking do it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's fucking true, dude. Technology is so fucking cheap. Like all the like my buddy fucks with the Raspberry Pis and shit. And
Yeah.
like I like YouTube has been recommending me hacking videos. Like YouTube always like it used to recommend me editing
How,
videos, and I learned
bro,
editing and
you want
recommend
to
me
know how
3D software.
you want to know how I know you've been watching too many Linux videos, bro? You got your hoodie on and you got the hood over your head right now. All you need is a Guy Fawkes mask and you in there. Pseudo
I
exec.
hate I hate dude. I hate how much you just nailed that. Like that's fucking.
I'm a
But this is
notice.
a unique look. So I forgot I have like bone conducting headphones, and I forgot
Yeah.
them up at the bakery in Fort Collins this last weekend, and so now I
Yeah.
feel like weird. Like
Yeah.
you're on GRAMBO K Grambo, or we're in the K hole from 11 to 7. Put your comments below. We got Duke Diamond is on the air. Duke. And so
And
I put up the hoodie to try to look cool.
make sure that this Wednesday you make our food drive down in downtown Denver. And you can get free Taylor Swift concert tickets. Make sure to mention Grambo Grows with your can of yams. Thank you. See you there.
Bring a canned yam next time
Yeah.
for the DGC Cup. Remember your canned yams, please.
Straight up, man. Gotta have the yams, dude. Everybody loves that.
Are you a holidays guy? I fucking I started ever since I've been divorced. I've got this new tradition that I go to
Yeah.
the casinos for Thanksgiving
Oh, I
and
got a
fucking
better
just
one.
do the. All
Oh
right.
yeah. Oh yeah. I've been doing solo fucking holidays most of my life, man. I got it. I got it down
Yeah.
fucking pat. Like down pat.
All
Got
right.
decades of
Let's do it.
experience. Thanksgiving, you're gonna sleep in. You're gonna get really fucking high. Like as the person
All
in the
right.
chat said, high school high, blistered. And I don't
Okay.
want you to. I won't. You might put shoes on, but just keep wearing the sweatpants and the hoodie. And I want you to go to Waffle House and enjoy your Thanksgiving. Do not get anything turkey. Get a patty melt or a bacon cheeseburger, something hash brown smothered and covered in a vanilla coke. Enjoy yourself. Take your time with it. Like take the knife and actually cut up the hash browns, and enjoy every bite of that shit, right? Tip well, okay? And then after that, head on back home and put on old school black and white Twilight Zones, man, and just get fucking fried out of your goddamn gourd. Yeah.
All right.
Then,
I don't hate this. I don't hate it.
yeah, well, hear me out, man. It gets better. It gets better. So I'm sure you got some
But
lady
wait,
friends or
there's
whatever.
more.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more. We're making sure you get carbs and energy built up for what you're gonna do later tonight. All right, because that
Yes, sir.
turkey egg
All right.
is gonna catch that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
right around 4:30 or 5 o'clock, you're gonna check in with your female friends. They got families and shit, but they don't want to bring you around them. You know what I'm saying? Which is good, which I prefer.
I don't want to
right?
go,
I don't
Duke.
wanna
I'm being honest with you. I don't want to go either.
Yeah, me either. And this is gonna
Yeah.
get you. Look, it's gonna get you dinner, and it's gonna get you laid. So you're like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" Like,
I like that.
I bet it's terrible. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I tell you what, you come on by. You know what I'm saying? We'll burn one or whatever when you're done with your festivities. They probably been drinking a little wine, a little something something. They're gonna bring you some plates. All them leftover plates, a whole shit ton of stovetop stuff and all that. So you're gonna get your grub on anyway, and you're gonna smash, and you're gonna fucking win, dude. You're gonna wake up the day after Black Friday ready to go in and wrestle motherfuckers and get your brawl on. You know what I'm saying? Get in a fist fight in the fucking line at a Walmart. You know what I'm saying? And don't buy shit. Just go for the fights and go back home. And that's
that
how you
is
do Thanksgiving.
everything else that you had said, we think copacetically. I was like, oh, I'm with you, but you knocked me off there with that. Go take in the fights.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, yeah,
that's it's like scrolling through TikTok, but in real life. Just
yeah,
just stand in the corner and watch people die. That
yeah,
sounds like a
yeah,
good time.
exactly. Yeah, like live action fucking, like bum fights, but white trash at Walmart and shit like that. It's fucking great.
You know what I love is the slap boxing that is popular, and
Oh
all my
yeah.
friends, like all the older friends I have, they all hate it. They think it's barbaric, and I go, dude, watching morons beat the tar out of each other, that's great entertainment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, we used to slap boxes kids and shit, but like eventually like you would get so fast with your hands and you get good. You get the slap boxing and like you just catch a dude a couple times and the next one he throws is a fist and then you got to switch it up and then you're choking this motherfucker out, like god damn, that got out of hand fast, so then you got to stop slap boxing, man.
Yeah, I started jujitsu this last year and I love it. Like I have dreams about choking people out. It's fun. I was telling my girlfriend, this seems intense. It's like, yeah, I choke him out and then he chokes me out and then we tell each other what we could have done better. It's pretty sweet.
Do either one of you get boners when you're doing it?
I mean, not after you come immediately. No, and then the rest
Right
of the
on,
class you're
right on.
placid. You
That's the
know,
correct
it,
answer. That's the correct answer.
yeah, it's no big deal. See, it's I got the gi. If you wear a
Yeah, yeah.
gi, it's not gay. So it's all
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah. Well, that's what I was explaining to somebody a while back about fighting naked. You ever had to fight another grown man naked before?
I mean, fight is a loose term, but eh.
Yeah, yeah, right. Dude, it's fucked up,
I'm all
man. It's
about the.
fucked up.
I love the gay jokes. I do stand up comedy, and one of my best bits is like just making heteros. I always pick out very heterosexual macho
Yeah.
dudes and just try to make them feel uncomfortable with my gayness.
Do you ever hit them off with the like the old skit about like, yeah, you're all a little bit gay, and dude goes on because everyone's like, no, like you watch porn, yeah, chicks getting fucked out by a dude with a dick, right? Yeah. Well, you like see a little dick or a big dick? And everybody, a big dick, they're like, see, you're all bunch of fucking, you know. So,
Yeah, all of
hey
a
man,
sudden you seem to have a lot of opinions on dick.
yeah, that's right, man. Really, real dickyology there.
Mm. So definitely, it's one of the things that we left off when we are talking about grow, and I definitely because the weather it's about to snow here, and you were talking about
Mm-hmm.
like taking the plants up off of the floor. And another
Yeah.
thing that I was thinking about that I totally forgot and just popped back in my head is the water.
The bugs.
Like my water was freezing when it would come out of the tap in my old house,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize it forever, and I was shocking the roots to all holy fuck, and I just assumed like, oh, I got a sump pump in there. It did warm it up. It would always, having
Yeah.
a spigot closed, and so I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. It's not fine. So also,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
what do you do
bugs.
for winter time with water? Do you like
Well, it
I would
depends.
boil when I started to become aware of it. I'd boil pots of water and dump it into my res. 4 or 5 pots of water I would dump into my res, boiling to try to raise
Yeah.
it.
So what I do is, so it depends, right? Like if we're talking about growing inside the house, like where you live and shit, you're probably fine, right? But like we'll just say like you got a tent out in the garage that it ain't necessarily the best heated or whatever. You can always get the little fish tank heaters, because you can set a temperature on it, drop it in there. And yeah, like a little sump pump, I always have them in the trash cans circulating. You know what I mean? Keeping the water spinning around. Normally that's enough,
Mhm.
but if you needed a little extra, you can throw in a little fish tank pump. Those work good. What I will say, um, a lot of them they're that thin ass glass. So if you're rough, pumps in and out. Sometimes that glass will crack, right? And then it's just electrifying your water. So if you got it plugged into a GFI receptacle, ground fault interrupter, um,
This is
it, it
important
saves.
safety tip, Egon. Thank you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I try to be as thorough as possible because then you go stick your hand in the water, be like, oh, I wonder if it's warm. Ay, yo, that hurt. So
For real, dude.
there's that. You can do that to warm it up, but if you're not on well water, right, you're using your city water, tap water from your municipalities, right, you're gonna want to dechlorinate that shit anyway. It's because like if you're a bunch of you know, you use microbes and everything, or however the hell y'all are gardening, they literally put that shit in the water to treat it for water for microbials and stuff to kill that shit, right? Captain Obvious, I will give you the tip on that right after this.
My man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because there's a lot of things people don't be thinking about, and the worst time to learn something's right when you need to know how to do it. So, anyhow, so that warm water, man, you want it circulating out 24 hours. You can add a little bit of citric acid. You know, you can get that shit at the grocery store, Amazon. That'll break those little bonds, man. Let that shit gas off for you. So then that way you're not using chlorinated water, throwing microbes into their death, right? So just do it like that.
Okay.
And then the other thing about the changing of the seasons, like you should have a little meme of a spider mite or an aphid, and be like, if you're cold, they're cold. Bring them inside, right? So when the weather changes, they're gonna be trying to seek you out, right? They want that warmth too. So keep a vigilant eye out, you know, during the changing of the seasons, and mind those root zone temperatures and all that good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So there's only a few ways that you might find yourself into a naked fight. Um you know, like, I mean, I guess there's probably like just consensual naked on naked fights somewhere. You know, I mean, how they had bum fights, right? So there might
There's
be that.
for sure naked fights. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like they would be professionals. I would actually, I don't know. I would say, you know, you could really take a lot of notes from them. They do it for a living, right? Drew nailed it. So, and it doesn't always have to be somebody's wife. It could be girlfriend, or it could be the ex-wife or the ex-girlfriend, right? In which this is the case. Dude is like a stalker. You know what I'm saying? And before I could get my shit together, I'm brawling with this dude in the hallway. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, the old dick twist.
Either way, you're either going to take him down or earn $20. Either way, you're good.
Yeah. Your chat's told you to kick me off. Jack off.
No, Chad says, are jock straps allowed? No, come on. Don't disrespect the game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, but I mean, and this would apply with any indoor fighting, clothed or not. You gotta really, really watch, like, you know, you got a lot of shit around with corners on it, tables and nightstands and shit like that. You gotta be really, really, really careful. You know.
Look, I'm gonna say it. Fighting naked, it's a gentleman's game. So
Yeah.
fucking, you know,
Yeah,
we come in there with, you don't disrespect the goddamn game.
Yeah, man.
That's
And
the
like I said,
first
if
rule.
you get into
Push
the
the
ground fight,
nightstand back. That thing's got a sharp corner. Coat rack, push it back.
yeah, and I mean, you already know, man. Like, you're doing jujitsu and shit. You know, imagine, like, you know, you're trying to get your hip control or whatever, and you mount, and there's your brains right there, just laid out on his waistband. You know what I'm saying? There they are. They're exposed.
Here's the comment of the night, Duke. What did I just walk into?
What up, Jaren? What's
5
up, Paul?
PHO 20.
That's
What
Jaren,
the fuck
right?
did you just walk into? Well, you walked into How to Fight Naked 101 with your with your sensei Duke Diamond.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta be mindful of the eggs and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be all willy nilly. You know what I'm saying?
You can't be. You know, it's like it all comes back to protecting the trichome heads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's another thing about growing, y'all. It's very similar. You know, there's stages to this shit. You know, you're trying to shape and build a frame, then you're looking to build biomass, and a lot of people just stay on that shit and ride that till the end. Well, there's this whole other little step, man. You got to concentrate on growing those glands as well, and that's a whole nother tier. And if you start doing that, then man, you take it to a whole nother level, and then you gotta get your trim game on point and get that secondary after dry, the pre-jar. It's after the trim, before the jar. That little phase right there, you get that shit on point, man, and you're in there.
All right. So let's dig into that. That's interesting. I haven't really heard much about that. What goes on in this pre-drying dry phase where so you've trimmed and now you're not jarring it yet. What are you
Right.
doing?
Magic, brother. Magic. We're casting ruins and spells and fucking just so what you're doing is, let's take it back to plants hanging and when we're going to actually trim it. I had to give
Beautiful.
this little lesson to a couple dudes I know that came out. They were talking about the stem snap. They're waiting on the stem snap. And I'm like, motherfucker, after all these times I done told you, like, you still no. All right. So if we're working with consistency, right? Everybody's trying to be a fucking scientist in the grow room, right? We're trying to keep things consistent, tight, all the way up. You mean to tell me that you're judging when you're gonna trim this shit based on something as inconsistent as motherfucking weed stems? Even within the same plant, them goddamn things are gonna be a different size, man, and all the other variabilities with it. So right off the bat, don't go off the stem snap. If it has ever worked for you, it was because it was through happenstance. And fight me. I don't care because it is. So what we're gonna do is we got to look and we got to keep it real, right?
Love keeping it
Do
real.
we? Yeah, man. And this is where a lot of shit gets fucked up because someone will give some advice. It's hella good advice for someone maybe who does have their drying area like environmentally controlled. And then if not, we're back into variable land. Okay. We're back in the variables of where the fuck do you live? What season is it where you live? You in a very arid place, in a very hot, humid place, these things, right? So just for this, because it'd take too long. There's just so many variables. Just the area that you're gonna dry in, just put a little bit of money into it. You put all that money into the grow space. Don't fuck it off. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a dry area, get a little humidifier unit, $20 something on Amazon. If you're in a humid ass shit, get a little small dehumidifying unit. A little bit more money and a little circulation fan, or just try to do better, right? We keep it consistent. So when we go to harvest our plants and we're looking at our resin glands, and if it's the first time we've ever pulled it, maybe we'll have like a kind of a cookie cutter. This will do. And if it passes and it cuts the mustard, well, next round we'll grow 3 clones of it. We'll chop one a little before, we'll do one a little bit after, and we'll keep one relatively the same. And we'll compare and contrast. See, flavor got better, got worse, potency up, down, yada yada yada. You figure your shit out. Cool. All right. Now, when we go to, chop this down, if we're in a controlled environment, right? I like to do everything like cutting sections, right? From about my elbow to the tip of my middle finger. I like a section like that. Be a little bigger, a little smaller, but relatively like that. Now you can have a whole bunch of little small shit. Maybe you didn't strip off. You keep that to the side, man. That can go with the sugar trim. You make you some bubble, something like that. Now all these actual good colas and the neck bones and your filet mignon buds, and you get on down to where it's still they're still chunky and good. We're gonna dry it very evenly and consistently, right? So when you go in there, don't snap the stem. just take a little bit of your fingernail or something and start at them smaller buds, which are up on your hanger or your string or whatever, and just give it a little tug. If that sucker is real bendy and floppy, let it ride. You can stop right there because the bigger buds further down, they ain't gonna be no drier. You know what I'm saying? We're starting small, so right then we're min max and we're
Okay.
being efficient. Right? You can come back in the next
I like
day.
the love the min max, polarize that range.
Yeah, exactly, man. So then anyway, you get a little pull on it, bam, it flicked right off. Cool. So then we go down to the middle buds, pull up on it, boom, it flicked off too. Get to the cola, even it's flicking off. Boom, we're in there. Now it's time to trim. Now, another consideration is we're in this controlled environment, right? Where we've been drying at. What's it gonna be like where we're gonna actually trim this shit? Are we gonna trim it right there? Maybe. Maybe that's how you set it up. Or maybe we're going into the living room and put South Park on and it's like 30% humidity, right? So what I'm getting at is you can take a little bit of that into effect. So like most of the leaf was flicking right off, and a couple of them is a little, on the big cola. But by the time you take it in there and get the trimming, it's primo, pristine, right on the money. So use those times to do your trimming. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to have, we're going to trim our bud up and everything, but get you a little cake pan, something very shallow that has more surface area. It doesn't got to be deep. Something that we can put a lid on and seal. That's all we're looking for. It'd be a cake pan, little mini Tupperware deal, rectangle fucking things. Something we can put a lid on and seal that has as much surface area as we feel we can fill up with each cultivar or however you're doing your thing. So
You just put them in just in the pan, anything to
nothing stacked on. Like it's okay if you got a bud or two extra, you ain't got to break out a whole nother container. But what I don't want to see is more than one layer of buds across the bottom. I want to see this shit nice and spread out, nice and even. It can be all up against each other, but just flat across the bottom, right? And when I'm clipping these buds off, the other thing I ain't finger fucking the bud either. I hold onto the stem while I trim. You work so hard for all these glands, man. Don't wipe them off with your finger trying to trim it. And it just that ain't right, man. It just ain't right. Yeah. Fucking savages, right? So clip it off ever so gingerly into your little pan. Don't drop it from 5 feet down to the pan, Just clip it on off. Take good care of it. You've done it for the last 12 weeks. Why not do it for the next, 12 hours that you're trimming or whatever, right? So go on, do your thing. You get it all nice and spread out. Cool. Go ahead and put that lid on it and seal it up. And this is what's going to happen. That bud that felt dry on the outside, 24 hours later, when we come back and open it up, the smell's going to rush out and hit us in the face. And then it's going to fade away. And this is where people fuck it up. They say, oh my God, the smell just fucking cooked away. No, that didn't happen. It's just the outside got saturated again because all the moisture deep inside that bud wicked its way back out to what was dry, right? So now it's got a moisture content. So what you do is leave the lid off. And what you're going to do, you're going to leave the lid off until you can smell it again. The smell will come back. And the smell's going to come back and you'll feel it and it feels right again. You're going to seal it back up. You can repeat this process. It depends on the bud. It could be something squishy, a little more airy, like some sour diesel or something like that. Or maybe it's just dense fucking Afghani rocks, right? Well, that's going to, be the difference on like how many days we're going to be doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can do this every 24 hours. Now, the day that you open it up, the smell hits you in the face, doesn't go away, and sometimes even starts to intensify. Well, now you're ready. Now you go into your jar. And when you go in the jar, only fill it about like 80% of the way up, man. Don't pack it all the way in there super tight. And and you just do it like that. And if you do need to burp a jar, you take the lid off and you set it on its side, and that allows things to kind of even out and allows a little more circulation. Even if you did need to put a finishing move on it, you didn't quite get it right or whatever, just do it like that. and then you're straight.
Huh.
And once it's in a jar, I might burp it once or twice in that first 2 weeks, and after that, cool dark spot, man, sitting in the cabinet, chilling, just waiting to get smokers. Your weed to stay
Fuck.
green and nice, and yeah, man, no
I
shit.
give you this, sir.
Yeah, dead ass, my
Fucking
dude.
like what? That's poetry. I'm at a poetry reading right now, and fucking that's the only thing I know how to respond.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, like even down to like because you don't really appreciate, like things like one of the things like you mentioned, they're tipping the jar over and just letting it. You don't appreciate just how much like I think of it like with like a refrigerator. Like when you open it and like if you could
yeah,
visualize all the cold air, it dumps out like water. Like if you could
yeah,
visualize it, it dumps like water. It gushes out like and just starts like pouring, downwards. And so I
yeah,
think about like these terps as like all these volatiles and everything. Just like if you could see it, it would just go. And so like young grower me hears all this and I go, oh Jesus Christ, sounds like a lot of work, right? But when you put it in perspective of 12 weeks, I mean, we're talking at the minimum, if you're just, running certain strains and everything. I mean, it goes between propagation, pheno hunting, like there's a lot of time that goes into like all this blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, the
yeah,
idea of not shitting the bed during that most, because I had a pretty regimented drying thing, but it never really occurred to me. I was a stem snapper, being
yeah.
here in Colorado is like the minute that like the one a small like not one of the main stems but one of the offshoot like bud stems,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as one of them would give me an audible little pop, I'd always just start plowing. And yeah, I wonder if I could have got squeezed because I was always the one preaching dry and cure to everyone. I wonder if I could have squeezed out a little bit more because yeah, that dry to wet phase when it goes from the in to out,
Uh-huh.
into out, it's always the question of like, yeah, how do you do that? And you're the
That's
first
it.
guy to really break it down like in
Yeah,
phases like that. I almost want to
yeah.
clip it. I might make a short out of that. Who knows?
Oh
I don't really
man,
do
just
that shit around here.
dude, man, you'll do it. And like you're gonna have like 15, 20 podcasts like with the title, The One Thing the Cannabis Industry Doesn't Want You to Know. Smash that subscribe button and click the like. I got all the answers for you. I came up with it on my own. Dude, oh, you just let your normal people get that little gem. You don't even need to spread that one out, man. Just the
Fair
people
enough.
who watch
Fair
you,
enough.
yeah, just let them get in on that one, man. Little special,
Hell
little
yeah.
something, something. Put it in
I'm
your
always
back.
a fan of like numerology coincidence stuff. And right when you said that, the time was 1:22:22 on the record time. And so I was like, all right, I'm taking that as a sign. That's an exclusive for the people that watched 90
Yeah,
minutes in.
yeah, because like most people, they either going. I figure it like this: if you see my name pop up, if you're real new, you're gonna be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get hella grow knowledge." And other people that know me, they're gonna be like, "Yo, I'm gonna get my laugh on this. Dude's funny as a bitch. What ridiculous shit still come out of that." But you really know it's like it goes back and forth. You get a little bit of knowledge mixed in with a little bit of experience. It might be fighting naked, right? It could be carrying your
Mhm.
weed. It could be the same story, but nonetheless, you'll walk away a better person for having heard it. You're ready now. You're prepared for the
I
world.
I mean, you're in the right spot, Duke Diamond. What we do around here in the description of like whatever bullshit I wrote as the description of this channel, it was like where cannabis meets comedy. And I feel like this is the probably the funniest show that I recall, at least in a minute. I can't imagine I've had a funnier show. So
Oh
respect
man,
to you, my friend.
fuck yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
So let me ask, just so people fucking that are here now that have got the things like where's the best place for you to like find your gear? It's always the thing like people like well, they'll ask me and I never know where to send people, so I'm like I don't know. I know James Bean and I know he like vets stuff, so like Seeds Here Now, I guess, coupon code
Yeah.
dude. And where can people find your gear if they wanted to support Dominion?
If you're a member of the Discord, you always get the early drops. They're a little bit cheaper. Sometimes there might be something extra in it. Sometimes not. I'm pretty tightwad bastard. So,
Hell
but
yeah.
you get you get it first and save some money. Also full of a whole bunch of good grow advice, like what I was just saying here. That's literally plastered all over that thing, like how tos and what not to do's. And
Yeah. Well, Discord is definitely like kind of the underground spot. It's the message boards of today, right? It's the
yeah,
forums
yeah,
of today where people, the real ones, are kind of lurking quietly. Yeah, because
exactly.
I didn't even know about, I didn't fuck with Discord until I got with Dude Grows, and they have their whole like Patreon thing
Hmm.
linked through Discord and everything. And I realized like, oh shit, between like editing and like 3D animation and all this AI
Yeah.
shit that was popping off, I was learning all. I was like, ooh, but my Discord's just a mess. It's a billion fucking things. So I'm gonna have
Oh
to
yeah.
pop on Discord
Yeah,
on
check it out,
Monday,
man.
and I'm
There's
gonna jump on the Dominion board.
a lot of my friends from Overgrow and Breed Bay and assorted people, they all made accounts on it, and they all say they really like it because it reminds them of, like, back in the day, when it was real cool and people were all like, sense of humor and fucking actually, have like good knowledge and input and stuff. But they all joined up under they made like fake names because they don't want people like bothering them, asking them for clones and weird shit. So
Right.
they're all
Fair
lurking
enough.
in there, and all the other fucking friends of mine, bunch of savages. They're always in there. They're all on this like King Gizzard fucking tour shit now. So lots of that. And yeah, but yeah, it's good. It's good. The other place, Seeds Here Now, and Living Soil Seeds, which is Jeremy Build a Soil's little seed thing. We put
All
stuff
right.
on there a lot too.
And
So
what's hot right now? What are you liking? What's the breeder's recommendation that's out currently?
well,
Anything
last
that the
year,
peeps should check out?
well, I kind of switched it up. I did a 180 because they weren't expecting it, and I ran the flea flicker, right? And then I ran the flea
All
flicker
right.
twice. Okay. So I went
Yeah.
strawberry. Everything was last year. Bunch of fruity stuff. Really
All
killer
right.
fruity stuff.
Oh,
But
okay.
this year, I'll just say not fruity. Not fruity whatsoever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Some
We'll keep a
some
little.
from the earth or from the cement.
Ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling. Maybe both.
It's, it's either Mother Earth or it's chemicals. Either way, I'm
Yeah,
stoked.
you never know, man. You never. I always keep my
Hell
shit
yeah.
pretty much a surprise because if I say anything too early, you'll have dudes mysteriously get a fucking clone, breed it, test grow it, and do all this shit in less than 3 months, and then really, you know what I'm saying? There's a big problem with that. So I always keep shit under my hat until it's like right go time, And then you get all your pictures and your documentations and your descriptions and pictures, all that shit. And there it is. If it sounds something you like, cool. If not, well, that's cool too. Like, it's there.
Well, for all you people out there that bitch about like dispensary culture, the new way of cannabis, if you didn't get the loud and clear message that if you miss the old days, you better get on that fucking Dominion Seed Discord over there, y'all, because this is where the OGs are hanging. And I'm proud to know you, Duke Diamond. We did it. We flew by. We did 90 minutes. I don't know how the fuck it went by so
Oh
fast,
yeah.
but we
Time
we knocked
flies
it out, brother.
when you're high as shit, man.
When you're talking about growing and fighting naked,
Yeah, dude.
it's a gentleman's game.
Yeah, dude. Shit ain't no
Yes.
fucking joke. Like
Well,
you ever like have your boxes off something, you got out of the shower and then like you just like hop in a chair or something. Or shit. Even if you free ball and you go to hop up in the truck, you ever sat on your nut? Have you ever caught
yeah,
a little bit of nut up on it? Yeah, that shit hurts, man.
caught a little nut.
Yeah,
I mean,
imagine
don't clip that. Duke's caught a little nut. No big deal.
sometimes.
Well, I can't wait. Are you going to be at the
Sometimes
DGC
fella
Cup
goes
this year? Am I going to see you? Am I going to see you at the event?
at Waffle House on Thanksgiving.
Well, you might see me at the Waffle. No, the DGC Cup next year. I don't
I
know when the
probably
next
not.
time I'll see in the flesh is.
Where they gonna have it at?
Same place, LaPorte, Colorado.
Yeah.
They're on the farm.
Yeah, I'm probably straight, man. Probably straight this year.
Fuck yeah. Well, I'll catch you at some point, my friend. And Duke
Oh
Diamond,
yeah.
it would be an honor to fight you naked someday.
I just want to shake your hand. I give you the Penn State handshake. Remember that one? That motherfucker would go in and grab your dick. Yeah.
My man. Fuck yeah. Well, Duke Diamond, I hope a whole bunch of people find you over on that Discord, and all you folks would be wise to go find that. And then, yeah, go watch the Chad Westport episode with Duke. I'm sure you'll get some laughs and some more knowledge. So thank you, Duke. We always end this one with the Grambo Grows theme. So for everyone out there in the GramFam, you can join if you want to join. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And there's also the join. Like and subscribe. No, seriously, subscribe, because we get blackballed. We get blackballed, like the subscriber thing. But the main thing is share. Definitely sharing is the best thing. They can't shadow ban us. I have a feeling you're going to get me shadow banned. So
dude,
share.
Dude,
everyone share.
Bro, the thing was, you put my name in the description. There are motherfuckers right now with other podcasts that are reporting this bitch as we motherfucking speak. So
chat got a little hostile for a little bit. I had to shake my finger at them. Like, you kids are being bad out there. A bunch of bring out good nicks.
Yeah. Every time.
But I'm proud to sit in the back of the class with you, Duke, and shoot spitballs at us as the teachers.
Paper bullets. Take that.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, have a good night, and hopefully fucking Bike Holly next weekend. So stay tuned for that. I bet you a lot of you guys don't know him, so it's gonna be cool. So hell yeah. All right, thanks, Duke.
Yeah. Off like a prom dress.
Oh yeah.
We're dropping knowledge on Grambo Grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. No